Mindfulness is how we observe our inner experience rather than unconsciously being trapped within it. Mindfulness is where we start to notice our present moment experience. How are we feeling? What are we thinking? What are we sensing in our environment? Noticing it, bringing a curiosity and like a science to it, an observational presence of what is happening right now. It's this curiosity that we bring with a present moment focus where we're staying with our own experience. So I would guess most of the people that find my content are more fearful avoidant or anxious preoccupied. If you're here and you're a dismissive avoidant, welcome. This might not resonate with you. But a lot of the time when we're dysregulated as a fearful avoidant or anxious, we tend to abandon ourselves. We go outside of ourselves to studying the other person, the people around us, the situation. What is the situation asking of us? How do we need to edit and adjust self in order to be more palatable and acceptable and loved and connected with in this environment? How can I make people see, hear, and understand me and what I need? This process that I'm inviting you to shifts that completely. It asks you to stay with your own experience. To, instead of asking, am I enough for this person? Am I doing what I should be doing? Because you're already probably overly asking that. Instead, it says, what do I need right now? Is this environment or this relationship capable of giving me that? And if not, is this where I should be? How do I also calm my own body down instead of asking someone else to do it? How do I stay with how I'm feeling rather than become preoccupied with how other people are feeling? It's a whole process of staying with your own inner experience, labeling it, noticing it, developing a capacity over it that then allows you to hold other people accountable. Of course, we always hold ourselves accountable. It's a process of balancing that out. If you're a dismissive avoidant, mindfulness and present moment awareness is going to be more about noticing other people outside of yourself. Dismissive avoidant tends to crawl and climb inward to focus on your own inner experience and prioritize it over that of others because no one ever prioritized your inner experience, so you never learn to do that for anybody else. A lot of dismissive avoidants tend to have a set of blinders on that disconnects them from the experience of others and really hyper focuses on their own experiences. This can come off as very selfish. For you, you don't feel like you're being selfish. You're just doing what you've always had to do to survive. So this process of mindfulness invites you to notice labeling, pulling away, feeling repulsed by this person's needs, feeling like I'm being swallowed up in the expectations of somebody else, feeling like this commitment is more than I really want to give to this person. We notice those things. And the first step towards healing any wounds is we have to know they're there. We have to find them. We have to figure out what they are. So we observe ourselves with mindfulness. So the first step in the process is to invite that conscious awareness to interrupt your cycling patterns and to say, no, I'm doing something different now. And then we invite in mindfulness, which is the watching of what's going on in our body, in our mind, in our attachment systems, in our environments. How are all of those things coming together to create this second arrow of suffering that we always shoot at ourselves and we don't have to? So as we bring this conscious awareness and we bring mindfulness to our daily experience, it's really important to remember awareness is not about stopping our patterns and pretending like we're fine. It's also not about learning to, instead of blaming ourselves, blame everybody else, or instead of blaming everybody else, blame ourselves. None of that is part of the process. This is learning to feel fully, to be aware of what we're feeling, to have an understanding of why it's there, where it came from, how our wounds were created, and how they're playing out in our current relationships. And then how we can, instead of compounding suffering, we can reduce it by navigating these things more skillfully. But pain is part of life. Suffering is the mind's reaction to pain. And pain is always going to be there, but the suffering is optional. The drawing out of what we're going through by ruminating or avoiding or insert whatever your coping strategy has been. If we can learn to react more skillfully, we can eliminate so much of that burning wildfire of pain that we deal with in our lives. Stick with me. I will teach you how to build that surfboard.